Hello, in this video I am going to demonstrate the Landvo l200g. The thing I want to point out is that this pocket does not do well, this phone doesn't do well in your pocket's swipe gesture. It's great. It's wake up swipe gesture. So let's just see and it's rubbing in your pocket. I was just cleaning something off of this screen, and so of course I'm on video. It won't do it, right? But it has a swipe up gesture. That's it. And when I had this phone in my pocket on yesterday, every time I took it out of my pocket, it was back on, and I realized it was because the swipe gesture was being initiated rubbed up against my leg. So that's only one minor kind of maybe inconvenience that I've noticed to sleep, and it's gonna stay that way until you take it out. But if things rub up against it, or like I said, even when I'm cleaning the screen, sometimes I'll, because I'm around to clean the screen, I'll set off the wake swipe up. And so that I've experienced that. SIM card in there. But I did test it with Groove IP, and it has great sound quality. The phone call is clear through the speaker. It's clear through the earpiece, and it's clear through the microphone. The person on the other end could hear me. And I'm going to really just be honest with you. I have an HTC One Max that has that whole three microphone thing going on, and I believe that the phone quality on this was better than my HTC One Max, meaning the sound cancellation, because with those three microphones, I think my phone is just too confused about how to sound. So let's kind of give it a look here. This is the notch that you need to open the back panel. There's a microphone here, and then they have another one. It's not really coming in. There it is. It has the camera with one flash. You see this little yellow dot, or what, yellow square camera. One flash. This is the speaker volume, which is exceptionally size of the speaker. So it's a fairly decent sized speaker. The buttons on the bottom, they actually are very, very, very responsive. But what I found is with them not lighting up in the dark, they disappear. So what would have been really great is that instead of they be gray like they are, no, you can't see them all three at the same time, but instead of them being this gray, great if there they go, there's coming in. I know you can tell, like, see, when the phone has the dark part, they totally disappear. So I had to just kind of like go on memory and go on feeling last night when I was using it in the dark. So that's the one downside. It would have been really great if they had put the buttons into the screen of the phone so that, the buttons are always seen when the screen is on. And so that would be like, if I were to request one thing from the Landvo makers, is that they would do that instead of even putting the home, the menu, and the back buttons down here in the bottom. Just stick them in the bottom of the screen so that I could always see them when I'm using the phone. Even it has a front-facing camera, and it has the speakerphone and earphone grill here, which functionally well. I'm going to demonstrate that for you in a moment. I'm going to turn the phone off so that I can demonstrate that. So you see, when you turn the phone off, you hold the button down, you get airplane mode, restart, you get sound profiles, volume. Down here you get, regular, vibrate, or no sound, vibrate, and then regular. You get the power off. If you press restart, it tells you it's going to restart the phone. You're going to go ahead and completely power it off. It was working a lot last night because this is actually is a gift. So I'm doing different things to tweak it so that, it's for my mom. It's for her birthday. And so I actually bought it so that when she, for her birthday, and so when she gets it, I just want her to be able to turn it on and put her SIM card in. So why it's off, because I would have needed to turn it off anyway. I'm going to go ahead and take off the back here. Oh, it's over here. As you can see, you always have to have your back cover on, because the button presser, the depressor, actually built into the screen. If you see, those are your buttons, and so it just kind of leaves these little knobs here that are the volume and power button. Once you snap it on, that's what your power and your volume are. This is for your charging. That's where your micro USB goes, and this is for your headphone jack. It's kind of funky, but it's at the top, and actually that is extremely convenient. I've had phones that I've used where the charger's down on the bottom here, so when you hold it this way, it's down on the bottom. I find that it's really not convenient to have the charger on the bottom. So the top, actually, I discovered last night while using it, is the best place, because when it's at the top, when you're using your phone, it's straight up and down, so you don't have a pull like you would think you would with your let me just demonstrate a cord. I'm going to plug a cord in there. If you were plugging a cord in, you would think it would maybe have a pull on it, because and this is what it looks like when the screen is off. That's pretty cool. But you don't really have a pull. And then if you turn it, you can either turn it in landscape or that way in landscape and rotate, and then it'll just be charging on the side. So I actually think that putting the charger, after using this phone, at the top is the best possible place for the charger to be. So that was a pretty cool discovery, because this was the first phone that I personally ever used in the top. So here we have, once we open it, we have the battery, and as you can see, more detail in the speaker. Off the battery, this is the information for the phone there. And we have the SIM card slot, and it comes with a 4 GB micro SD card. And so this is kind of where I want to discuss the problem that I had with the phone. When I actually purchased it, it said that it had 8 gigs. But it does not have 8 gigs of ROM. It has 4 gigs of ROM. And the way that they kind of play with the fact that it has 8 gigs is that they give you this 4 gigs with it. Just want to point out that right here, it says that this has 1 GB of RAM and 8 GB of ROM. This is a picture taken directly from the ad. But if you were to come here, you can see inside of the phone, when you open it up to the storage area, it is broken down into 3 parts. It says SD storage space and internal storage. If you go to internal storage, you see this 0.89 gigabytes, which is 890 megabytes available for installing your applications. Not even a gig. It says that there's 692 megabytes installed and 195 megabytes available. And the cache data was 73.68 megabytes. So it's also shared with the cached information from your application. So you have less than a gigabyte of space to install applications. So 3D games, anything a gig and over is out of the question. And then you have 3.76 or so megabytes of, and they call it SD card. So you have two SD cards. You have the one that comes with the phone, that's the external SD card, and then you have the memory split two ways. You have it split as internal memory and SD card memory. And so you surely don't have 8 gigs, and then you don't even have 4 gigs of internal memory, truly, because the memory is divided, and you only have 0.89 gigabytes of space to install apps. I don't understand why they do this. And I wanted to show this other picture. This is the SD card. It comes with it here. This is the SD card here that comes with it. And that's 4 gigabyte SD card, and then the 4 gigabytes of internal memory is what they try to say is 8 gigs of ROM. But 8 gigs of ROM means internal memory. So it is not even 4 gigs. It's not 8. It's not 4. It's 0.89 gigabytes, which is 890 megabytes. So I just thought, for somebody who really needed space on their phone and was really looking for something that had at least 4 gigabytes of space, this is not the phone for you. The phone is lightning fast. It's responsive. It is a lot of wonderful things that, you come to expect with the phone. The camera is okay, but I mean, I have a $600 phone that the camera is just okay. The only thing better, I think, on my phone than this phone is that it has 2 LED flashes. So, of course, that makes the flash brighter. But that's it. So, for me, because I'm not personally using the phone, it only having 4 gigs is okay. I don't think my mom will really, max out her 4 gigs. If she does, it'll probably take her 2 years to do that, and then she'll probably need a new phone anyway. But for me, yeah, that wouldn't be enough. I mean, I have 32 gigs of internal on my phone, and it's pretty much running out of space now. So here's my micro SD card, and you can see it's much smaller than the SD card slot here. But all of the micro SD card, SIM card, I'm sorry. Here is my micro SIM card. And what I like about the fact that they're all different sizes is the fact that it is the plastic that makes it different sizes. It's not the actual informational read metallic part that's on there. That's the same size. This little metallic square or rectangle is the same size on a micro SD card as it is on a regular SD card. And all of these buttons here, these little gold buttons, are what line up with each of these and a SIM card. So even though I have a micro SIM card, I can put that in here. And it's just simply putting it in there and pushing it up to the top. The card came in there, but you see the SD card goes in the same fashion. And then we put the battery. And it has plenty of snaps on this all the way across, which is really great. So it has a lot of snaps So it has a really, really, really secure, the other thing that I really like about the design of this phone is, you can't really see it, but it has a lifted screen. The screen on this device, I don't know how they managed to do it, but on the bottom of the phone and on the top of the phone, there's actually a lift. Oh, maybe I can dim. I don't know if the camera's gonna focus in and pick that up. Let's see. But there is a lift. It's a little lip on it, and it's really cool because of the fact that once you put the screen cover on, and or not the screen cover, once you put the back cover on, it's flat. But I can actually demonstrate that more when I put the case on. So we're gonna go ahead. This is the power button and the volume buttons. We're gonna go ahead and power it on. This is what it does when you power it on. This comes up, and then you get the same 3D image when it goes off as when it comes on. And it sounds really and this is what it does when it comes on. And this phone is actually completely tweaked. I mean, I put it on. This phone is I put, you know, a launcher and all of that stuff on it. But this isn't the way it comes. This is just what I did for my mom, to just kind of give her some style for her to start with. I did the same thing with the keyboard. I don't want to do that. She likes purple. Purple is her favorite color, so I just made it purple, gave her like purple accents with different things. But this phone is super fast and super responsive. The other thing that this phone is, it comes rooted, and it has super user. I hope that this video helps someone. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.